Alright, we're over here at what is known as now the White House. No, not the one that you know who lives in, but the White House. Now, the other night Mr. Mark White here told me that him and his girlfriend seen something suspicious poking out of the water. How many ponds on his property, Mr. White?
There's 9.
9 ponds. Now this one we're going to, I'm going to give you a little glimpse of it. This is the biggest one on the property. Am I correct?
That's exactly right.
What you call me? Never mind those people. We'll edit them. So, my understanding, Mr. White, you were standing down here at the fence line, and go ahead and tell your story.
Yeah, and we saw a fin sticking out of the water that was sticking out about, probably 1.5 feet. And the fin was moving around the water was swirling real big, and it got next to the dock, moved the dock swayed a little bit.
Now, you're telling me this was big enough to move the dock?
Big enough to move a dock. It was bigger than me.
And bigger than you.
Which I'm not very big, but I'd say the fish was probably 6 foot long, and probably looked like he was about 3 feet in diameter.
Let's get a little closer to this pond. This, if you could see it, kind of reminds me of one that's off one of my favorite movies that had the Crystal Lake kind of feel to it. But we ain't trying to scare nobody. What we're trying to do is get down to the bottom of what you've seen and what might be in this pond. Might be a world record catching monster or some kind of fish, huh?
Yes, we are the original fish monster.
You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, now
right now we have...
Is this where you were at when you seen this?
Yes, this is where we seen it. And it moved around in the water for approximately about 10 minutes and then made a big wake across through the middle of the lake and basically disappeared, just like everybody sees on all the movies and all that stuff, except this was for real. And then tonight we're going to try to capture this big fish. And
what kind of fish you think it is?
Not for sure. Never seen one with a big black jagged fin and no kind of pond water before.
And it was like, the fin was out of the water like 10, 12, 14 inches, right?
Yeah, probably a little bit more than that.
So that's a pretty big fin on a fish, so that has to be a pretty daggone big fish.
Yep.
Well, let's pop on down
here because we've seen them. We've seen fish here probably about 25 pounds, so that's a pretty good size. And you know, would I be sure if you ever loved me?
All right. Hey, where'd that come from?
Well, you know, in my past life I was on Broadway. That's down next to Knoxville. And I did a few shows down there. Most of them was, you know, thong shows. You know, thong, you know.
All right, so if we come down here, we're planning on fishing probably off this dock in this area right here to try to catch the elusive pond cat. That's what it's been dubbed as. You think it's a pond bass, pond cat, pontoon? What do you think it is?
It's just a pond fish.
It's a pond fish. Have you ever heard of anybody getting eaten by a pond fish?
No.
Oh, we got movement.
We've got movement from bass. And the water is lowering.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like quite a bit. Looks like it's dropped probably about, looks like it's dropped about 2 foot. Of course, we've had 106 and 107 degree weather for the past 2 days. And so we expect it to be rough as far as catching this big fish. If we spot him here close to the bank, we will try to dive in and get him.
Have you ever dove in on fish and you're what is it, how many years of fish wrangling?
It's probably been about 19 years. Yes, I've dove in on about 12 of them. It's pretty big. I've caught 5 of them, and the last one got me by the arm and dragged me under, and well, let's just say I'm here.
I hear that. Well, thank God you're here, because I'm kind of intimidated by this pond. I mean,
Well, you never be intimidated by a pond and the water and the fish. And usually if you kind of, I don't know, let out the badger, kind of have 2 or 3 nips, nah, you'll jump right in on the top of it.
let's see what the cameraman's drinking smeared off. Want to drink?
No, I'm all right. I've already turned it loose with 2 or 3 shots of whiskey, so I'm good to go for about 8 hours of fish wrangling.
Now, what kind of stanky bait are you going to be using?
Well, it stinks.
Stank?
It stinks. It's private, and if we told you, we'd probably have to kill you.
Probably have to.
Yeah.
Well,
So tonight we'll be out here in the dark, and we will be doing some more filming. And we will be trying to catch this elusive,
so
whatever it is.
this must be the capsule that you go out from time to time.
Oh yeah, it's efficient enough to get out here and try to catch whatever we need. And everything's been caught here, from crappie to bluegill to
Couple red eye?
red eyes, warmouth, which is red eye.
What'd you call me? What'd you call me?
And we've caught some bass up to, I'm gonna guesstimate, to around about 8 pounds, and that's not a big fish story.
So could you make a pair of boots out of one of those bass, or could you just make one boot out of a bass that big?
You just make one boot.
But probably a couple of booties for a baby, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bass booties?
Yeah, that's it.
Bass baby booties?
Oh yeah. That's the way we do it around here. And we have beaver. And we have.
Are you allowed to say that on video?
Oh yeah. Yeah, shoot, everybody's used to beaver now. They have that everywhere.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
What's this? I hear you're a drummer for a band called Three Legged Dog. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's about what it is. I'm just a drummer and sing a little bit and just have fun and wanna be a rock star.
Rock star.
That's it, rock star. Would I be sure if I ever loved you? That's a little from the Broadway thing again. I have to watch out for that every once in a while. This comes into play. Far. Every once in a while we do a little near far around here, so you'll have to be prepared for it.
So, what time's this fish hunt gonna start?
Oh, it's gonna start probably around about 10 o'clock. And then we'll hang out here as long as we think we're getting close or doing good.
Now, I heard there was a story 15 years ago. A man that was a renter over here said that he started off with 24 head of cattle around this pond, and in 3 weeks he had 7.
Well, now I think they stretched the truth just a little bit. I think it was 17.
17.
That's still pretty good.
That's
So,
still pretty good.
It has to be a good river monster in here, or pond monster, whatever you want to call it. River monster's on TV. Pond monster is right here on White Acres.
White Acres.
That's
Pond
it.
Monster Pond.
That's right. even though I may not look white, you know. I got a little Indian in me, and you know, I didn't know if any of y'all out there, you know, want a little Indian in you or whatever, need a little, or you know, have got a little in you, whatever. I don't know, you know. Just the way it is.
As long as nobody gets scalped.
Oh yeah, there'll be no scalping. You know, it may look like there's some scalping going on. There won't be much scalping.
All right, so.
Right now we got a lot of largemouth. We can see them swimming around in the water, and of course that's always here. And all we're waiting for is the big man.
The
to show up.
big
That's
man.
what we want. If he gets close, we'll get him in the chokehold.
All
Take
right.
him down.
I will see.
As you can see over that way, if you can show it through the trees. I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but you can see the sun setting.
Can't tell, but.
Yep, you can see it real good. We'll walk back up the hill right here. You can see the Tennessee orange sun. I'll let you lead the way.
So what are you gonna plan on doing when you catch this big cat? You gonna call Al the weatherman, or
Oh, we're gonna.
who would be the first person you
We're
call?
gonna shoot video of it, and then we're gonna find some way to tie it up here, so we can, you know, let somebody big come and see what it is, and if we know what it is, it'd be no big deal. It's something spooky, or it may not be him. But I have seen him. I know he's here, and so we'll see tonight if we can do anything with it.
All right. Well, we're out of here, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
And that's exactly right. Peace, pot, microdot.